Hello champions and future champions, hello ChessMood family. Gabuzyan is here with you, and we're beginning our daily lesson. Today we have super interesting topic. It's gonna be about pair of queen and the knight while attacking on opponent's king. Queen and the knight together are super powerful. Queen is combining the power of rook and the bishop at the same time. Meanwhile, it's missing the power of the knight. And that's why when knight is joining while queen is attacking, it's becoming so strong. In this position, it's black to move. By the way, it's from the game of Anton Demchenko by black against Alexei Sarana. And Demchenko just became a European champion. Yesterday we have published an article about it, and I will definitely recommend you to check it out. Now I offer you to pause the video and think how to play. First of all, let's evaluate this concrete position. White is having huge activity through the C file. All of the heavy pieces are playing very well. Also, in some occasions, white will try to use the 7th rank because it's a little bit weakened. This means we don't have time for slow moves, and black is beginning with h5. Since white is missing the h pawn on the board, in some occasions, with h4 and h3, black will be able to attack, and in general, it's a good decision to involve this pawn in attack as well. White plays queen c4, and now white is threatening to take on f8, and the pawn on e6 will be hanging. That's why black plays queen g4. In this position, white is deciding to capture the pawn on a6. I'm going to ask you your opinion about this decision, whether it's good or it's not, and either way how to play here as black. Queen a5 is a mistake. How white was supposed to play, I will tell you little later. Now let's see why is it wrong. This allows knight g6 move, and suddenly white is in trouble. We are threatening to play knight to f4 or knight to h4. And in both cases we are threatening a checkmate. Also, in some occasions, now our pawn is joining the attack very quickly. In the game, you won't even believe what has happened. Black is mating in 2 moves. White played queen d3, which is a huge blunder. Knight f4, and now here is the thing. Checkmate on g2 is hanging. Knight is attacking the queen, and as well knight e2. I don't know how to explain the next move of white, which was queen e3. Whether it was a blunder, or maybe white decided not to go for a lost position, but finished this game instantly and allowed queen g2 to happen. With a pair of knight and the queen, after a very quiet position, black instantly created dangerous attack and destroyed opponent's position. Let's go back for a few moves and see whether white was able to defend or not. For example, when black played knight to g6, planning to go knight f4, there is no necessity to play queen d3 move. Even though black is still having a nice compensation, white could have played rook 1 c3. Idea is that now, after knight f4, white has a super strong continuation. I will offer you this time to pause the video and think how white is supposed to play here. There is a checkmate threat on g2, and white goes rook g3, ignoring the fact that knight e2 check is taking the exchange, because now we are not being greedy. Instead of giving away the rook, we are giving away the queen. Queen takes e2. And after queen takes e2, suddenly white is mating. Rook g7 check. Bishop from a3 is controlling the f8 square. King cannot escape. Only move is king h8, rook h7 check, king g8, and rook cg7 is a super beautiful checkmate, which I am enjoying a lot. This means then when white is going rook to c3, black needs to play h4, controlling the g3 square and still threatening knight f4 move. Again, black is keeping huge attacking chances. And if you remember at the beginning I mentioned, in this position, instead of capturing the pawn on a6, white could have played much better. White was supposed to destroy the dangerous knight on f8, playing bishop takes f8. Now we take back. If white here takes on a6, we can take on b2 and have a very active rook with a slightly better position for white. But after rook f8, white has a b3 option and it's a very equal position. White has activity through the c file and black is also having nice pieces. Rook can go to the d8. There is a balance on the board. Let's now go ahead and see another queen plus knight attack position. There is some similarity between this position and the previous one, and this time by black is playing one of ChessMood Grandmaster, coach Avetik Grigoryan, against very strong police player by white, Daniel Naroditsky. In this position is black to move, and I will offer you to pause the video and think how to continue. Here black goes h5. We are trying to play h4, h3, and create problems for white king, using the fact that white has a fine shadow pawn structure without bishop in front of the king. Also, let me mention that now the queen, bishop, as well the rooks are not really close to the king side, and it's a good reason to start this attack. In the game, white decided to go for h4 and stopping the pawn advancement. If you haven't seen this previously, one more time I will offer you to pause the video and try to continue this attack for black. Black is going for g5. Pawn takes g5, and now, instead of capturing on g5, which will be wrong and allows rook c4, suddenly rook is joining to defense from the 4th rank. Black is playing in this position h4 move. Our biggest goal is to get rid of g3 pawn, and then the monster pair of queen and the knight will be able to go closer to the king. Pawn on g3 is limiting our knight through the f4 square. White is taking in the game, and after knight f4, in a short file, black is winning. It was little better in this position. Instead of knight f4 right away, begin with queen e4, keeping queen g4 and knight f4 checks at the same time. Bishop c5, knight to f4, and after queen f1, which is the only move to prevent checkmate, black is playing knight e2 check, taking the exchange. Pawns are hanging on the king side, and with the rook pairs and very much open position of opponent's king, black is getting a winning setup. To summarize today's daily lesson, one more time I will tell you the biggest reason why queen and knight are so powerful, because together they are having all existing power of the chess pieces. Now let's go ahead to the next position, which will be your homework. This time it's white to move. We have a space advantage. On the king side, black has the same on the queen side. How to play here is your goal, and you can share your thoughts and ideas in the comment section below. Gabuzyan was here with you. Thank you for your subscriptions, likes, and sharing this video with your friends. We appreciate it a lot. See you next time during our next daily lessons.